أعزائي الطلاب، طيب الله أوقاتكم بكل خير. هذا عبد الخالق الجيفي يحييكم ويقدم لكم هذا الدرس الجديد من دروس منهج اللغة الإنجليزية للصف الثالث الثانوي English Course for Year 6. Unit 2, a newspaper report. Hurricane hits Central America. Thousands dead. Page 14. Read the headlines and look at the paragraph in this newspaper report. What do you expect to read about? The worst hurricane in living memory has caused terrible damage and loss of life throughout Central America. In the large towns, nearly 3/4 of all buildings have been destroyed. In the countryside, whole villages in which hundreds of people lived have disappeared. Hundreds of thousands are homeless, and 10,000 are feared dead. The storm hit the area late on Tuesday evening, destroying everything in its path. Winds of over 240 kilometers per hour demolished all the wooden houses and tore off the roofs of others, including the country's main hospital. Cars and lorries were blown onto their sides. Whole banana plantations on which thousands of people worked were flattened. Electricity and telephone lines were cut. In the mountain areas, heavy rain caused flash floods and landslides. Roads and bridges along which all supplies used to come were swept away. Rivers of mud up to 5 meters deep swept down the mountain sides, covering several villages. On Wednesday afternoon, the full extent of the damage became clear. Crowds of people stood around silently, looking at the wrecks of the houses they used to live in. Many had lost relatives, their homes, and their jobs. Men, women, and children cried helplessly. Rescue teams started work as soon as they could. But they can do little for most of the people. There are no tents and few medical supplies. The only way to deliver them is by helicopter. And the army only has 2. The hurricane is now moving towards the south coast of the USA, but is getting weaker all the time. Look at the last sentence. Imagine you live on the south coast of the USA. Think of a headline for a newspaper report on the same day. Now, do activities A to E in the workbook. Workbook activities, page 19 to 20, activity 2.7. Before we start doing the activities, let's point out each paragraph of the newspaper report. 1, 2, 3, 4. A. What is each paragraph of the text on PB page 14 about? Write the paragraph number next to each of these headings. What is happening now? What happened during the storm? A summary of the disaster. More recent events. Four, 2, 1, 3. B. Find the answers to these questions as quickly as you can. 1. What were the two main effects of the hurricane? 2. What two things caused the damage? Terrible damage and loss of life. Winds and rain. Three. Why can the rescue teams only do little for most of the people? There are no tents. Few medical supplies and only 2 helicopters. C. Vocabulary. Paragraph 1. Find a phrase that means one. Since anybody can remember. In living memory. The opposite of town. Countryside. Three. Having nowhere to live. Homeless. Paragraph 2. Find these words and take the best meaning. 4. Tore off, pulled off, cooled, destroyed. Pulled off. Paragraph 2. Find these words and take the best meaning. 4. Tore off, pulled off, cooled, destroyed. pulled off. 5. Plantations. Land covered with cattle. Land planted with trees or crop. Shops selling bananas. Land planted with trees or crop. 7. Landslide. Flash flood. Earthquake. Earth slipping down a mountain. Earth slipping down a mountain. 8. Swept. Moved quickly. Covered. Moved very slowly. Moved quickly. Paragraph 3. 9. Which sentence means the following? People could at last see how much had been destroyed. The full extent of the damage became clear. D. What do these numbers refer to? 1. 3/4. 2. 10,000s. 3. 240 kilometers per hour. The number of buildings destroyed in the large towns. The number of people feared dead. The speed of the wind. Thousands. 5 meters. The number of people who worked on the banana plantations. The depth of the rivers of mud. E. Talk about a disaster. 1. Describe the damage in the towns. One. Nearly 3/4 of buildings have been destroyed. Electricity and telephone lines were cut. Roads and bridges were swept away. 2. Describe the damage in the countryside. Whole villages have been disappeared by rivers of mud, and whole banana plantations were flattened. Three. Crowds of people stood around silently. Why were they silent? Three, because they were sad and looking at their destroyed houses. Four, how do you think the people in the rescue teams felt? I think they felt exhausted and helpless. أعزائي الطلاب، شكرا جزيلا لكم على حسن انتباهكم.